my spot, my little eye. Andor, Cassian Andor, talking about Andor, Cassian Andor. He's a rebel spy, just for that friend. Give you a hug at the very end. Make that man feel like 100. He's the rogue one for me. Keep you hands up, he's not in the show. Is he a fish or a thief? He's Cassian Andor, Cassian Andor, Cassian Andor.
Just kidding. He caught a fish. He did catch a fish, though. We have the proof right here. He cheated too. He put weights in it, and he won. But he won. He won the fishing boat, so that was cool. Hi,
You know
Mr.
the old
Work.
saying, Jason.
That's
Give a man an Andor and he's pissed off and complaining on YouTube, but teach a man to make an Andor and he's real fucking appreciative of the effort that goes into this stuff. Right?
I agree with you 100%. Teach a man to Andor, and he'll Andor his whole life. That's what I say. And
I'm
got
drinking
Star
beer
Wars
today. Pumpkin beer, if you could call it beer, but
Yeah, he calls
whatever.
it his pumpkin spice latte, but it's really
It's a
just
punkachino.
it's
Elijah Punkachino. So it's a little bit of coffee.
It's
Adjacent.
yeah, it's an O'Doul's.
Sorry, I'm
Santa's
drinking in
here.
front of you, Santa. Sorry.
I am. Hello.
Never
How's it
thought I'd
going?
be able to say I drank in front of Santa, but here we
you,
go.
you want to guess how many days there are until Christmas?
How many?
Oh shit!
Come on.
Oh shit! Hold on. If we get
Come
it wrong,
on.
we burn
You
in
can-
hell forever, right, Santa?
You could totally guess. Go to the naughtiest place you could think of, and you'll get it
Wait.
right.
Did you say the naughtiest place?
That's what I said.
Turned on. You're turned on. Now open your legs. You're sexy when you beg.
Oh my goodness! I know, yeah. Pretty sure you could guess.
69?
Oh, first try. Look at that.
I always just say 69, so you kind of
Right.
You want to know how
softball
much
that
of
one
a
to me.
Boy Scout I really am? I never would have guessed it. I was
Come on,
literally
Rob.
like, what number? 311? I don't fucking know.
42.
Like, I'm-
No.
I know.
I've heard-
Horny humor, it's just too lowbrow for these eyebrows. All right.
Here's the last time me and Santa
Oh.
hung out in person.
Everyone's masked up but
Just
the kid.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
What is that
Look at
Santa
that.
in Relocation? Like
That's
think
Oppo
Santa
Rancisis.
Relocation.
What's his name? Oppo Rancisis? Oppo Rancis? I don't remember what that character's name is, but that's what it looks like to me.
There we go.
That's when a Santa doesn't want to
recreate
get
it.
caught
There we go.
moonlighting. You know? Now you just look like you're a back to tank operator, Santa. Right? Like it doesn't,
Gotta go in
you
there.
gotta Santa, if you wing the beard through that bottom cup, you get to
Yeah.
look like ZZ Top. You know?
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
You get to-
Yeah.
yeah.
We gotta
looks
do
like-
it right.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody
Look at them
wearing
smooth legs.
random
Yeah.
stuff in GTA. That's what it looks like. Like somebody that have. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Here, I'm gonna show that to Penny and be like, "Look,
yeah.
Penny, it is
Yeah.
the same person.
Yeah, it's the same. That's it.
It's the same,
Same guy.
Oh,
He doesn't smell like salami. It's not the same. Oh, you got me there. You got me there.
So this
Small
morning,
Santa's a processed meat.
this morning, and a process killer. This morning I hung out with Santa when he did like this giveaway. He did this fancy wheel and stuff, and the wheel would spin around, and then like Ducky Momo would just win more stuff over and over again. But it was fun. But as we were doing it, there was a tweet that went around, and I don't think it's nefarious or anything like that. And I think the person, Brandon Katz, just like tweeted this out. He's all, the most disappointing trend I've come across recently is how audience demand for Andor is overwhelmingly lower than The Mandalorian season 1 through 2, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan, despite the fact that it is easily the best Star Wars series so far. and in it, this is the graph. Now, when we were talking about it, just like kind of like loosely, Dawn was there. I saw Dawn there this morning. She was there, so Dawn will remember this. We were just hanging out talking about this, and I was like looking at it, and I'm like, how do the numbers start before the show even came out? That doesn't make any sense. And then like these don't have start dates and stuff, so I went and like looked it up, and their metrics are based off of social media interaction entirely. It sounds like.
Oh, yeah, because I was wondering where the bump on 40 days came from on
Stress Eat.
Andor.
Yeah. And so this is inspired. And once again, I don't think anybody did anything nefarious here. I think everybody was cool. I think Nick isn't even wrong. Or what's his name? What was the author's name? I want to make sure I have it right. My browser's being Brandon Katz. I don't think Brandon Katz was being nefarious or doing anything wrong. And what he shows here is exactly that. But it did get misconstrued into some pretty interesting stuff because people didn't do their homework enough. Now, I've never actually used this Parrot site. I think it's called Parrot, or is it Perot? Like the investigator. No, it's Parrot. Parrot Analytics. And so, what's fascinating about that is you have this graph, and this is the graph that shows. And I knew something was off because I was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi beat Mandalorian in terms of numbers, most likely mainly based off of the fact that Disney Plus had grown considerably by the time Obi-Wan Kenobi hit. Not that they weren't happy with it, they were. So you have a lot of things here that were just making me go like this. These numbers don't make sense to me. So and then I was trying to figure it out a little bit between our breakup between the two shows, and ParentAnalytics.com has a little Andor section on there. And on it, they break down exactly how they are interpreting the show. And I thought that was kind of important to look at because, look, they're saying it's 29.7 times the market average. Parent Analytics has found that the audience demand for Andor is 29.7 times the demand of the average TV series in the United States in the last 30 days.
Did you add that photo or did they add that photo?
Oh, I did. I decorated. I decorated the house.
I gotta clarify. I don't think that's the photo of Parrot.
No. That's making Star Wars' decorations. Thanks to my friend from Bespin. 2.7 of all shows in this market have this level of demand. So Andor, while probably not actually rocking it, is still, according to them and social media interaction, at least on Twitter, 2.7% of all shows have what Andor has right now.
That's in the top 3%.
Yeah, that thing is gonna get camped out with people with lots of armpit hair and stuff, like being like, you owe us. Oh, hey, Filoni.
Jason, I'm sorry. It's my bad. I was just playing around with the Etch-a-Sketch, and then I just put it up, and then everyone just all took that was like metrics. No, man, it's just me trying to write my name, and I just try to write Filoni and Etch-a-Sketch. It just don't look so good.
I thought if I put the Big C's on screen, you wouldn't crash the stream because you would just be looking at the Big C's and not at the numbers and not in your mind wanders.
You don't think she's kind of old? You don't think?
Oh, get it, Dave!
What?
Go!
What?
Go! God,
man,
come on!
Buddy.
All right. So, how fast is the demand for Andor growing? And once again, this is according, and I think it's just important here because if people are going to use it to make an argument that Andor is shit or sucks or isn't growing or what's wrong with Andor, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of thing. Well, also the same people are saying this. So what does any of it mean? I don't know. But how fast is the demand for Andor growing? It's growing at 1.5.
Can I give you my 2 cents on this, right?
Sure.
And this is based on so I get my hair cut once a month, right? On Santa. Okay. And let's be honest. So hey, right. I'm gonna get there. I'm on my way, Santa, but I'm not.
Balls stick together.
And while I'm there, I'm friends with my barber, and I talked. They're much younger, right? They're in their 20s, and so I talked to them about pop culture, see what's going on with the kids.
Are you starting
And,
barberanalytics.com? Is that where this is going?
Yeah.
Barberanalytics.com?
And not just, hey, look, I'm just bringing it up. They love Star Wars and Halo and all that shit, right?
Yeah, sure.
They didn't watch Andor yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, just out of curiosity, why? And they're like, oh man, I didn't like Kenobi or Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, and it wasn't just one person. I would say it's 7 people and 6 of them I don't fucking talk to. You know what I mean? That often. So they're not like telling me what they think I want to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, but you've heard good things about this? Oh yeah. Have you? just, So there is a problem, I think, one, with marketing. Let's be honest. Lucasfilm's been sitting on that. It's got Star Wars on it. They'll just show up. That fucking, I feel that plays.
They actually tried better on this one though, giving out screeners
at the very last second. But let's
on the back end, yeah. Right. But I want to give them the credit. There is some
fatigue. There is some Disney Plus Star Wars fatigue, right? In that you've had 2 series within the year.
Wait, fatigue? Does that mean you're calling them fat? Is that what that word means? Are you fat shaming Star Wars, dude, right now?
Yeah, I'm fat shaming. I'm fucking canceled.
Okay.
So,
that's cool.
So there is that.
Star Wars is fat. It's fat fuck.
And then there's this other thing that I'm gonna put in there, right? And I've been saying this even with Kenobi, and I think Jason, you might agree with me a bit on this one if you haven't before. And stop giving these fucking names tied to one character, because if they're not interested in the fucking character, then they don't know what they're getting into. Like I felt Kenobi should have been called Dark Times. Star Wars, the Dark Times, and this way you have Kenobi, but you have Reva, you have the Inquisitors. It's not tied around one fucking person.
How about this? Star Wars bait and switch.
I think Rob is secretly Ducky Momo.
Yeah, no, actually,
I know who that is. So I really have no clue.
No, you are saying the same exact thing that our friend Ducky Momo said today in Star Wars Santa's chat. Like he hasn't watched it at all. And we're like, just like, yeah, okay, like this is good. So Star Wars sociology, explain to us why you aren't into it. And he's just like, I'm kind of like over it right now, and like, I kind of like, I didn't really like the last things. I'm just like, don't really want to get started on it. And in a way, I think it's really kind of sad because I think that the people that didn't connect with those ones, this is the flavor they were hoping for. So it's like Star Wars is just showing up too little, too late for them, maybe, but they'll come around.
There's a world where Lucas and them could have called the Clone Wars cartoon Obi-Wan and Anakin or Ahsoka, or you know what I mean? They could have called it something not the Clone Wars.
Ahsoka stories.
Because if you all remember, if you go way back before Attack of the Clones came out, the biggest, why doesn't he call it Clone Wars? Well, you can't call it Star Wars the Clone Wars. It'd have wars in it twice. This was an actual fucking complaint 20 years ago.
Sure.
So, but calling it the Clone Wars meant that if you had Ahsoka, you had fucking 6 Clone Poon episodes, right? Clo Poon. You could have, some Kia D Barramundi episodes, and no one would fucking complain because it's the Clone Wars. It falls under a lot of different shit, an era.
His name is Poontong.
Yeah. Poontong. So I also believe, and this is like I was telling Jason, I'm like, I know I personally haven't worked on Star Wars merchandise for almost 10 years officially, right? But my friends still do. And the mentality, even though it's gone from Lucasfilm to Disney, the mentality behind the scenes is the exact same way it was 10 years ago. And that is this. The Yoda Man ad campaign changed their entire philosophy behind marketing Star Wars. I know you think it may not be true, but if you remember before Yoda Man, all of the marketing for Star Wars was held fairly serious, even during Return of the Jedi. You saw a serious ad for Return of the Jedi. You saw a serious ad for the Phantom Menace.
Star Wars.
You went into the movie, you saw some fucking bears and some toads running around stepping in poodoo.
Star Wars went from releasing its trailers exclusive to Meet Joe Black to the OC. And that 70s show.
The way I used to relate it was like, imagine if like in 1983, the ads for Return of the Jedi were, you've got the bears, you've got the bears, you've got the bears, you got the bears, Akiyeta, you got the bears. Like that kind of like playing to the, the lowest common denominator, me. Not good.
Yeah.
But that mentality hasn't changed over there, except for when they geared up for The Force Awakens. Before The Force Awakens, every Star Wars shirt you ever saw, every Star Wars piece of merchandise was pretty much like Vader on a school bus, Vader at the theme park with the stormtroopers and the whatever. This playing to the fucking Kid Goofy side. Matter of fact, I would say playing to the Cobra Kai people. Because if you've seen what the #1 show actually is streaming right now on the fucking internet, it's Cobra Kai. I don't fucking know why, but here we are.
So it's fun.
So Andor is something that they can't do that. They can't like find a way to be like, here's the snarky comment before the thing, like without like, it's just not the audience. They're going for more of that HBO, kind of audience. So this is just not the audience that they've cultivated since 2002, like, and now there's some crossover, Jason. You are crossover. I would call Meg and Santa is kind of 50-50. You're right. Like I'm a 50-50 crossover person, but there's more
crossover?
Divide than you think. Like you like that goofy stuff from the Clack of the Clones and the Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars, and you can take the serious Andor stuff.
I don't know if you said this, but I thought you
said
said Clack of the Clones, and I was like, I would watch Clack of the Clones. That would be a cool one.
Yeah.
Clack of the Clones.
So Attack of the whatever. Hey man, I'm on like a quarter.
I told you guys. It's O'Doul's. We told him it was pumpkin spice beer, and he just thinks he's drunk, but he's not. He's fine.
I was worried what 50-50 crossover meant. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah. Santa's my sexuality. No, yes.
No.
So
Santa. No, Santa. You were saying that you kind of prefer the more like space pulp than this space serious side of stuff, right?
Yeah, I've had, and I mentioned this. I was, as far as just fun watching a series, I have more fun watching Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
Andor is a great show. I'm loving it, but those other two shows were more fun to watch. Star Wars member berries. I'm the guy that's the thing. He said the thing. Oh, I love that. But and Andor isn't doing that. But as far as storytelling and expanding the universe, showing us what the everyday person's life is like during this era, is brilliant.
Yeah,
really do like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like this show is going to make the new things that let the member berries happen, and that's one of the things that I think like a lot of people in fandom have to like kind of get on board with. Though, I'm not saying you or anything like that, but it's just that's like one of those kind of things where eventually it will be like every character's now said this is where the fun begins, and like there has to be like kind of like new ones, and that's
somehow
where I'm kind of
Andor
hopeful.
returned.
Andor returned. That's what we got.
I also agree with Rob as far as like quit calling these shows like Kenobi, Andor, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka. Like get off of naming the series off of a character, because these are ensemble casts across the board. And when an episode features somebody not the name, then people are complaining. Plus, I think in Andor's case, Rob, you're absolutely right. It's drawing less attention because people are like, Andor, what?
Imagine if Toy Story had been called Buzz and Woody. Just think about that, or Woody and Buzz. And then
that's coming to Disney Plus next month. Next month.
Yeah. Horrific.
It's rendering right now
against our
5G,
whether we want it or not.
Real time.
Eyes peeled back.
One other thing. I have just a couple more pages to this thing, but look at the graph. That's how is this show trending in the United States? It's not going down according to them, according to the parrot people, the people of the parrot. So once again, like we don't really know how the show is doing. It's clearly not doing Kenobi numbers, or they would have been dropping like all kinds of stuff with that. Like already, it would have already been in there. It's not doing Kenobi numbers. That's just a fact. But nor it can't either, because like I watched Kenobi by myself late at night, alone, crying. as a sad man. Then the very next morning, I'd watch it with my kids. You know what I mean? I watch it again, then I watch it with my kids. So it's like, for me, it was just like 3 views at least in my household, like 3 complete views.
I can barely watch it a second time as Larry. Like if it weren't for the
What?
Clockwork Man.
Oh, come on.
I can't. Look,
Oh,
you got to understand.
This snob over here.
I'm not a snob. I cannot stand the way that show is visually shot. I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like a bad 1994's full motion video direct to CD-ROM multimedia experience.
Pretend it is
shot.
then.
It is,
and it's the best one ever
can't.
made.
It's horrific. It's horrific. I didn't know there was a way they could make the prequel the prequel look better. Like it's just hey, let's make it look like Attack of the Clones but cheap. So I don't get it. But I understand. It doesn't matter what I fucking personally like. I understand. And I said before condescendingly, but I'm being serious, is you fucking Star Wars fans want your action figure Star Wars, you're going to get it. You know, you're going to get it more than I'm ever going to get my Gary Kurtz, Ivan Kershner fucking my Pinewood Studios Star Wars. You're going to get your J.J. Abrams. You're going to get your fucking Favreaus, you know, which we kind of have crossover on the Favreau. But you're going to get action figure Star Wars more than you're going to get dramatic Star Wars. But stop telling me about how it's the story and the Senate. That's all lies. You just like your lightsabers and your weird aliens in robes and your stupid, goofy fucking aliens. And you just admit it. That's what you like. That's it. The numbers prove it.
No,
and there's no argument because when you get real politics and you get real human stories and you get real fucking drama and real action, you go, bored.
But that I'm not doing that. And I like.
I'm not saying you, Jason. I'm saying all you people.
But Rob,
like and subscribe to the show.
I need to know what would Al Bundy say about it?
Al Bundy likes the Duke, and until they put the Duke in Star Wars, I don't care. Like he doesn't.
See, isn't that it? That's it. That's it. He says Al
the
Bundy.
Imperials really had a red monster that led them all to the Death Star. I got a Death Star. It's called my life. I work at the Death
That's what I needed today.
I could do this all fucking day.
I was selling your Al Bundy impersonation on a show this morning at his meeting.
I know. Right? That fucking thing, right? Shoots himself. First 4 seasons. That's where I roll. So.
Yeah. No, the thing is that when it comes to Star Wars content, for the most part, it's been a weird couple of years because there's been so much that I don't feel like this is true, but it is how fans generally consume things, and that's over and over again. And in order to consume something over and over again, you're not always looking at the same thing, thinking about the same thing, focusing on the same thing. So sometimes I'll watch the prequels and I am just looking at the visuals and I am just looking at look at that asshole's dumb bouncing horn when he's supposed to be Tusk and they're bouncing, you know, like the rubber. And then there's other times when I'm like, wow, I'm only thinking about the politics, or I'm only thinking about that's the sort of the dumb genius of original Star Wars anyways. But when it comes to the newer Star Wars, for the most part, I don't think I've really got a chance to live with it as much, because there's always something new coming out. So I don't tend to go back and just continually watch Rogue One, for instance. I took a long time off from Rogue One, and it wasn't until this Andor show started coming out I went back to it. That's what kind of interrupted that. May actually kind of hurt things becoming classics in a way, but that's fans watch things differently than one and done fans. Like the way I watch Better Call Saul. I might watch Better Call Saul again someday. But Better Call Saul, for the most part, you put it on, you watch it like, oh shit, it's tensions is mounting. He's getting himself into more trouble.
Me. I leave it on repeat and listen to the Better Call Saul making podcast.
Oh, okay, you're crazy. No, it is really good.
Yeah, I am. Really I am. But what I'm trying to say is there's another fan base out there that has not been serviced by fucking George Lucas. It just was completely thrown away, and it was like, man, it's for kids. And it's from their kids and their kids of their kids. And them kids don't fucking care. They're out playing Fortnite. They just want their skins. You know, they just want their fucking models and shit.
Hey, that's me too. You keep saying everybody's me here. You're just mad at me today.
Yeah. So you're the fucking problem, Jason. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be on this stupid shit. No. So
it's your fault.
I know. It's all my fault.
Hey,
I blame myself. Look, that's why I took myself out of Star Wars. I'm like, it is me. I'm walking away.
Well, maybe it's because you saw this Mon Mothma postage stamp over to the right.
I had that exact haircut in high school. I did the wave. I would have met a good woman. I'm proud.
Then she would have found out you weren't one and would have been by yourself again. 99.1% for the adventure people, action and adventure performance. So once again, like that site is giving Andor like a really good reading of the data that they have. It doesn't really make sense when you look at that original graph that we had. And that original graph is just going to keep on going. You're probably going to see some of those grifters continue to use that for years as their basis for, you know, what is what.
I got a prediction. You'll see it in the next 6 hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully.
Is that when your Viagra kicks in?
No,
but there's a certain Star Wars show that happens Monday evenings.
How well is this TV series doing globally versus its home market?
Some people know what I mean. Some people know what I mean. I just tried not to call it out directly.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, its travelability is 100%. Travelability of a TV show's market of origin is always 100%. Click through another market to discover how well. I guess this is just like a nothing. I didn't really understand this one, but I think that maybe it just shows you like when you compare it to other markets, but I don't know what these markets are. Oh, I could see it here. Okay, it's like Australia is like so. Okay, yeah. So what? USA. Tim Wellness check. He's still dead. Tim is still dead.
On the upside, it's not like they're gonna fucking cancel releasing this show, so I still get 6 more weeks of this show and
another season.
Most likely a second season. Well, look, they've canceled things halfway through production, so who knows? Like, you know, I never put it past Lucasfilm to just get cold feet, and I don't know how involved Paycheck is with, you know, greenlighting Disney Plus projects, so you just never know what their priorities are behind the scenes in terms of metrics and time and everything else. My hope is that if they know they have a very good product, then they should feel like they're failing in the marketing of that product.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've worked on projects that got very high ratings, the highest ratings that those companies have ever seen for their products that didn't sell well. That is then the publisher then steps in and goes, that's our bad. We didn't fucking get the word out somehow, you know?
Yeah.
So, but there's also finger pointing, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the show Star Wars Rebellion. Seriously.
I think the show will continue to be like, oh, you didn't watch it. Oh, you should watch that. I think it'll recoup its losses within reason. It's never going to get the 8-year-olds back. It's never going to get the parents that are like, oh, they just implied that they banged. They're not going to, those parents are never going to let the kids watch it. So they're never going to be in that Disney Plus pool while the show matters to Disney. So it's just always going to kind of be in that place to like some extent. But they also, I don't think went into that thinking like we're going to get that either. I think they knew from the start they weren't going to get that once they okayed that in the scripts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, good news, Jason. I just want everyone to know we greenlit the Vespa series. It's coming.
All right.
It's coming. We're going to break up every 3 episodes, going to be different colors. So you're going to have 3 episodes of red, 3 episodes of yellow, 3 episodes of blue, and I'm adding in a new one, a puce. It's kind of like, you know, or maybe taupe. I don't know. Taupe's very soothing. So I just want to let y'all know y'all getting it soon. Peace.
When I was in middle school, there was this story going around that there was a thing called rainbow parties happening, and we weren't doing that. It wasn't a thing that even existed, and went to a church, and the church told us about these rainbow parties and how we couldn't partake in them. And I was like, what is it? And they were like, well, one girl puts on lipstick and then they see how far they can leave a mark. I went to the older kids thing though, and they literally gave the idea to everyone to see. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? like the
I
lipstick.
mostly played
goes-
Donkey Kong Country and watched
Yeah.
WWF Raw, so I
Yeah.
don't really have these
No,
experiences.
and they like literally gave us the idea.
That was my high school
but
experience.
but that's what I thought of just now when you mentioned all of those different Vespa speeders and
I
Scarif
was
After Dark
invited
is
to
in the chat.
parties.
Yeah,
I was invited, but I wasn't allowed to go.
I was
My
I
dad
was
was
at
like
an,
COVID. He just kept me home the whole fucking.
I was at an orgy once. Then I left. I was like at this
Look, a
party.
Star Wars
and I
Celebration
realized-
can be called many things, but not an orgy, Jason.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I realized. I'm there. I'm like, this is getting kind of weird, and I start looking. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, time to hit the old dusty trail.
Then you woke up, you realized you're at In-N-Out in a real awkward situation. Last time you eat a whole gummy, huh, Jason?
Right? Can we get a Wade wellness check? I can see what I can do for old man Wade. Unfortunately, the bad news is Wade has passed. Wade has passed. There he is.
Look at that. Great
That was from-
costume design on Wade.
that was from
Everything
his,
fits perfectly.
From Wade's memorial. Anyways, yeah, so the question that I end up like kind of like coming out of all of this, looking at this data in the way that I have, is that it basically like the question ends up being like, is Andor failing? If it is failing, who failed? Did we fail Andor? Did Andor fail us or anything like? Because I honestly, I don't think that is the case. I don't think that they tried to do sort of adult Star Wars, thinking that they were going to get the same numbers, like they were going to get more adults and more, you know what I mean, more serious people. I think they must have known, and I think that it must be an investment in the brand from their perspective from the very start, knowing that this is making a Star Wars show that will probably win deserved Emmys as opposed to bought Emmys is probably worth it.
When
like
you make
most-
food for everyone, Jason, you get hometown buffet.
Mhm.
All right. When you want to make a really good specific thing, you make it for just those people who want that specific thing. Star Wars for everyone ends up at the end of the day, man, with Revenge of the Sith. It's
Right.
taking the least amount of swings and punches. It's giving you every little visual you can fucking think of, and it's putting Skywalker in the fucking logo so you show up. And somehow it turns out $1 billion, and you can fucking complain like me all day long about how fucking milk sauce and milk toast and bullshit it is. But at the end of the fucking day, assholes go see it 10 fucking times and go on YouTube and tell you how great it really is. So that's what you deserve. That's what you deserve.
I'll tell you what Tim deserved. Like Scarif After Dark says, Tim was a jealous prick who ratted out Andor. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, I agree. I don't blame him
Scarif
though.
After Dark.
Yeah,
Is that a
I
real podcast? Because
Yeah, it's good.
I'm subscribing.
it's good. It's
Like,
good.
yeah?
It's pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I watched it on the YouTube.com, and it was
That
good.
name is right up my my station. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, like it didn't break any of the Cardinal podcast rules. It wasn't like Scarif Radio. It was like Scarif After Dark. So you're like, oh, okay, there we go. You've added
You
something
need
to
that-
it, like
that-
just like
that-
Bespin and
You know what you
Bolton.
need?
Fine.
You need that tuning in and out. That and then it catches into a certain conversation, right? And then it goes to the
I
different.
think you just need a fucking slow bass beat going boom, boom,
So you're always,
boom.
you're
You know
always
what I
adding
mean?
music to stuff, Jason.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what you do.
It's kind of something I'm into. But yeah, and then yeah, somebody just said like Josh is having a day. That can't be true because Josh from Dead End Nerds, he quit Star Wars. So there's no way he like quit Star Wars and then the very next day made a
Who?
video about it. Then the very next day went and did another show and then 15 tweets and then went and read Reddit and then regurgitated that and stuff like that. That's just
Race War
impossible.
says what?
So yeah, so I think you must be mistaken. So that's all I'm saying. But and then we got this one right here. This is a funny meme. Rob, do you want to read it as George Lucas? You don't have to if you don't want to though.
This scene is set in a... Oh, hold on. That's how he actually talks. He does.
Yeah,
It's
all a big act.
Yeah. This scene is set in the roughest bar you can imagine, filled with violent scumbags who'll cut your arm off if you look at them sideways. Yeah.
What kind of music will they be playing?
Oh, light jazz. Light jazz. Jazz.
Like jizz.
Yeah.
Dude, that'll age well.
Yeah.
That'll age well, George.
Hey, what you don't know is we were both wearing turtlenecks when we had this conversation. Right. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm a diabetic.
I'm just glad he always says light jizz, and then he says I can't make a baby, and I'm like, dude, why do you say that? Why do you always got to go there?
Well, because he's vegan and he's just rubbing it in.
Okay, and then
Whatever.
I don't know. Oh yeah, and then I had the last director's things there about what's coming next, just in case.
You know how
it mattered.
mental my mind is, Jason?
Yeah,
Every
I do.
time you bring this list of names up, for some reason my mind shows me Steven Dorff. I don't know why. Every time this comes up, I see the name Steven Dorff, and I just think of The Gate and Blade. I don't know why. Every fucking time there's something about that list of names. Very Dorfian. I'm weird. I know. But there's a method that produces a result.
Agree to disagree. Okay, I get.
How do you disagree with that? It produces.
I don't think you get any
I
results.
disagree.
No, I think we disagree about what results
Fair
are,
enough.
friend. No, I'm kidding.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, that was the missing fucking slide. I knew there was one that was supposed to be there. Let me see if I still have it on my phone. I always think of Batman from Eckhart's. Whenever I see Eckhart's Ladder, that YouTube channel, they posted
Went on to
a
win
thing.
an Oscar just a couple years later.
So Eckhart's Ladder right here on the Twitter. Sorry, I had the slide in there and I lost it somehow. But Tales of the Jedi episode length. This is really important. It's not about the length. It's about the girth. I think you're gonna like these. I think when these come out, you'll enjoy it. Probably. Tales of the Jedi episode lengths in order: 17 minutes, 14 minutes, 13 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and 14 minutes. So once again, these aren't 22-minute shows. And that's with like 3 minutes worth of credits, I think they said. So what's going to happen is these are going to come out and everybody's going to be like, I'm disappointed. And it's like, yeah, because they're like shorts. And I don't know why here. I'm going to put the tweet up because it is cool that they got that out. So here it is right here. I guess it helps you to see it visually. But yeah, so these are going to be really short. Like these are going to be like really, really, truly short. They're going to fill like 10 minutes probably, except for that first one. And that first one's probably going to feel like you watched a short 22 minutes, and then the other one's going to feel like 10 minutes. That's how I think it's going to go. If I had to guess. And,
but I mean, add them up. They're about the length of a single episode of, say, Andor, right? Less than a single episode of Andor. About the episode length of Mandalorian or something, right? Like 35 minutes after credits, something like that.
Doing a lot of math today, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Too much math, Santa.
Make predicts people will like Tales a lot and want a season 2. Yeah, what I'm hoping happens. My hope is my hope is that they actually turn it into a series. That they actually take Tales of the Jedi and make an anthology series full of important moments that will probably never be on screen in any kind of important way. And that would also be a good way to start, like how this series kind of does, retelling certain moments from novels and books and things like that are important.
But you learned the Dewey Decimal System in space. It was really important.
Dude.
Like, show some new shit, man. Like, it's just crazy how fans fucking complain that all Disney does is give you the same old shit. And then the minute you get the same old shit, you're like, I can't wait. You know?
Yeah, but I mean,
is all I want. Same old shit. Same models. Same lighting.
Rob,
just crank that shit out in 6 months.
Rob, Santa's favorite
Slap a Jedi
artist,
logo on there.
John Lennon once said, "Imagine."
Oh, no.
Imagine.
Do you know what they did to John Lennon afterward?
That's why we can't have
It's
nice
how
things.
Red Ryder got a hit single, Jason. Like,
But just imagine we have it all, Rob.
thank you,
Imagine,
Professor Rob.
imagine,
See, Jason,
imagine,
I'm learning.
Imagine Count Dooku is out there turning evil. Meanwhile, Andor's out there looking at Bix. I mean, I'm just saying we could have it all. You know?
Once a year, Count Dooku reads the Journal of the Wills.
Yes! I would watch that. Thank you.
And my satanic... Okay, that's enough, Dooku. That's enough. Chill out.
No, and I want Todd Bridges to walk out and write IS at the end of Wills, and he's like, I was always Journal of the Willis. They just left that off. Okay.
If it wasn't for NBC, we would have a lot more fucking spoof songs on this channel. That's all I'm saying.
I know, man. My Saved by the Bell Organa was a good song. And they said they own it. And I'm like, you don't own that. You don't own Bell Organa. Nobody owns Bell Organa.
We wanted to do It's a Small Wizard with Willow.
Sometimes Meg tells the truth about me. Most of the time she makes stuff up, but sometimes she tells the truth.
Sometimes she's very honest. Brutally.
Yeah, where were you, Santa? In 1980 something, whenever that shit happened.
Active duty army.
Santa Chapman.
I know where I was in my crib. I know for a fact. So I know where I was.
Oh, okay. I have a feeling he's gonna say it's because he was a phony with two houses. Jason, please ask Santa why he doesn't like John Lennon.
I was eye-dogging. I was bird-dogging Dudley Moore to be in the new movie. You know, like, all right.
Yoko's a genius.
Yeah. No, he is way too left for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of his singing. Not a fan of his art. Not a fan of his wife. None of it.
Santa puts himself on his own naughty list sometimes. It was a bad Santa this year. Give it my son Cole.
I think like one of the things that could literally unite the world, the left, the right, the middle, all of it was when Scarif After Dark says that Bix is hot. I think everybody just agrees to not disagree on that one. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but no, but anyways, to go back to like what you were saying though, I don't think that like it has to be like one or the other though. Like in these little, you could do this anthology show of cartoons with like little important things with Count Dooku and Yaddle and how does Yaddle bite the dust. That's rad. That's cool because I don't really need a movie of that. I would watch a movie of that, but they're never gonna make it. I don't need it. Yeah.
Yaddle bites the dust.
Mm-hmm. And a Grogu's gone, and a Grogu's gone. Yaddle bites the dust.
Yaddle bites the dust.
Yeah, we do that. Right. But no. So like if they're going to do shows like Andor, then I think like the animation space is one place to do some of that stuff. Like let's put it this way: within a year's time, they did Star Wars Visions, and they're doing this. Like fans are fucking spoiled little brats when you if you want to look at them, take everything in totality. Like Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mandalorian, Andor, Visions, fucking what's this one called? Fucking I can't remember what it's called. Star Wars Anthology Jedi. Tales of the Jedi. It's like you put all of these like together, they're not doing the same thing each time. When I watch other shows from other IPs, I do feel like to me it is all the same stuff, and maybe people outside of Star Wars feel like it's all the same. I don't know, but I don't feel like I'm tonally getting the same thing every time.
No, Jason, you gotta put Zack Snyder in charge of Lucasfilm, Jason. Oh, yeah. That's the only way. Oh, yeah. Once upon a Ayn Rand. All right, that's enough.
Oh no! Oh no! Here we go. Baymax says, wait, what is Baymax even saying right now? Stop sending me your big spics, Jason. Nobody's ever said that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants me to stop sending big spics. Nobody does.
It's so simple.
Is that some reverse psychology? But yeah. Man, this little ticker at the bottom of the screen really lags up my computer. That's how bad this thing is getting. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. Episode 6 is it was out. Episode 7's the next one, and like episode 7's supposed to be like the different episode. Do you guys? This is one that it doesn't. If there's no format to the show, but there is the perception of a format to the show, based off of the fact that we've had 2 3-part arcs, and we're about to get like a standalone. Do you guys think the standalone one is going to be well received because that's closer to what people kind of anticipate in terms of like how these shows usually roll? Or
I'm really having a hard time like predicting anything on episode 7 other than it being a Fallout episode, right? The fallout from the heist. That's the only thing I have any grasp of, and I have no clue.
Yeah, because I kind of think people are going to like the next one. I think the next one is going to make people happy because it's going to probably feel like it's just a self-contained adventure. Not adventure, but it's going to be a setup, but it's going to be like a self-contained thing. And I think that's where I think people like it simple. And that's one of the things where it hasn't worked well for Andor is the fact that they're like dropping in ideas that are going to have scenes executed upon 2 episodes later. I personally like it, but there's pretty much 2 kinds of people I see. And that's, this is the best show of all time. Star Wars has finally done what they should have done from the start. And then the other side is, that was 2 episodes of filler. Now it's killer. And it's just like, you don't get that 3rd rad episode without those first 2. All of that is building up to this. Like, you're taking all of the knowledge in your brain that show fed into it, and then applying it to the 3rd one and having fun because it's like where they're shooting people or something. And it's like, that's not how storytelling works. Like, exposition doesn't exist to just fill up time because it's like they don't want to have fun. It's because the exposition, when done right, is what actually gives you payoff. And so that's how I feel about most of you guys, just so you know. And I think that people who haven't watched the new Star Wars because something in the last thing made their butt itch or something. It's like, come on, like, are you really doing something that more important? Are you really like that? Is your life that cool? Because mine's not. I got time to try another Star Wars show. You know what I mean? For 30 minutes out of the week when it's Star Wars. I
feel like the same people, Jason, that are like measuring Mario's ass just to make sure it's 100% cinematically perfect. Got the right depth, it's got the right angle. Perky. And if it isn't, they're boycotting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scarif says, I said earlier today that I love the floor play. It makes the climax so much better. When you said that, I was going to ask you if you've seen Three Amigos because I had so many El Guapo jokes to make, and I was like, I don't know if people know Three Amigos in this day and age, so I kept my El Guapo jokes, but El Guapo doesn't know what foreplay is. Wait, there was something that Baymax.
You're merely frustrated.
What is a plethora? I want to see Rob and Senna in a North Pole catalog shoot wearing their KK thongs, arms around each other, keeping each other warm. Yeah.
Don't shame King Baymax.
I won't say who it was because I don't want to embarrass them.
Whatever.
But if they're watching, they could out themselves if they want to. They texted me and they said, "Is Santa really that ripped?" Because of the images that Baymax made. I said, "Yeah." So he's fucking like the dude like benches like all the time. Like that's pretty much when he's not doing this, he's just like pretty much like lifting weights and he's ripped. So you're making some people, that image is making some people excited. Jonathan
Somebody
says,
did a fairly decent job of
we all laugh.
my
And then
face
next
on a
year Santa
different
shows up
body.
in UFC. Sorry.
Yeah.
Santa shows up next year at UFC like 400, right? It's coming down
Yeah.
the fucking aisle.
"Oh, his ground and pound, bro."
Yeah.
It's yeah. He's gonna be on like
It's
Joe
his
Rogan
milk and
podcast. Yeah, talking about Star Wars. What of it?
He's got the words "believe" spelt on his knuckles and shit.
It's like Crazy Nights, but crazy spelled differently to make it fit. Let's see some banana hammocks. I think you saw some on that last planet, actually. But yeah. What sorry that my computer is running like junk. Battorn says, I don't agree with your two side theory. Like, I really enjoy Andor, but still we're rated as a 4 to 5. Wait, 4 to 4-0.5 Star Wars show. Personally enjoyed Mando, Clone Wars, and Rebels more. When you say 4 to 5,
you're the action figure Star Wars person. That's exactly the two sides. That's what I'm telling you. You got your action figure Star Wars person, and then you got the person that likes the fucking dramatic shit that they didn't make much of. And every now and then we have to crawl out of our fucking hole and go, there's an Empire, there's an Andor, there's a Catalyst. And then you go, sit the fuck down! I want my Ahsoka! You sit down! Fuck you! And then I leave the show forever until they make another one. I come back. But that's what happened.
They just messaged me, you ass.
You ass! Oh, you watching the toy?
Got you!
The toy?
I love you, but I got you.
You ass.
I don't. So, yeah. I mean, but that's like the whole thing is like, you know, I could watch something very grown up and an adult, and then go watch Kevin Smith. You know what I mean? I could do two. I could enjoy two things at once. Like with Star Wars, I enjoy watching, you know, Cad Bane come on screen with Black Crescent and talking about that all week.
It sucks. His hat's
I know.
too small,
I thought it was fine. I thought it looked good.
It's not the same hat. It's different.
No, but I mean, I can enjoy that, and I could see when it's appropriate to like a certain story, but I also could watch Andor and realize if it did that, it would be self-defeating and not what that show's about. Like, but why can't most of us? That's what I just find it strange. I don't know. It's like, it's almost like we expect things to be the one thing. Thank you, Meg. Meg says Santa is ripped, but he's waiting for his moment to reveal his true self like Palpatine. It'll be an unexpected live stream. Bam. How do you like these bad boy bitches? He's like,
the shame of it all, Jason,
like,
is with the current UK economy, that's like a $1 super chat. So,
I know, right? Thank you, Meg.
Bummer. Thanks, Meg. Appreciate it.
I know. No, I was talking to like Bespin. I probably shouldn't bum everybody out. I was talking to Bespin. He was like, "Yeah, they're worried that we're gonna have like not have power for like heating during the winter this year." And so like,
that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah, this is just
blame Joe Biden.
This is what World War III looks like.
Thanks, Biden. Like, you know. Yeah.
Oh, where's Bespin? He lives in the wall right here, and then sometimes. I whisper something to him, whisper something to me, and then I go like this. I have a little hole here, and I put some chicken in there, some Popeyes chicken, and he eats it. He runs around. He's sleeping right now, though. I think he's sleeping. Let me see. Do I have a message from Bespin? No, I don't. I don't have a message. I think he's all tuckered out from running around within the walls. But I will let him do a podcast pretty soon if you're available.
He's outside washing his tights.
Yeah. And then. Yeah, he asked me a question a while ago, but I don't think I'm supposed to bring it up on here. Sarah says, Star Wars should not cater to one target audience. I like that I can enjoy Andor, but also enjoy Rebels. They appeal to different parts of my brain. Yeah, like
you're in the minority.
Well, I mean, like, no, I don't have any idea how old Scarif is, but if you were like around when there was just the original trilogy. Like, I used to just be like, do I feel like sand, snow, or the forest? And like, that was how I like literally picked if I wanted to watch A New Hope, Empire, or Jedi for the most part. It was kind of like, just like, what's the vibe? Right. And it was just based off of that color palette. Now, today, it's a lot more vast. And I get to go and experience more in that front. But I said front butt again. Brian. What is Brian saying? Andor is suffering from all the Star Wars Disney poorly written and directed crap that has been served to fans before it and since TFA.
It's a direct prequel to Rogue One, which was not poorly written or directed crap that was served to fans since The Force Awakens. So, no, it doesn't hold up. Good try, Brian. Like, I mean, I'm not Sherlock Holmes, Lord knows, but or Hercule Poirot, but it's not a hard one, man. That's all I gotta say. This is like Double Dare trivia.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. When I hear like that level of hyperbole, I do wonder, even with the original trilogy, what they were watching that I'm not seeing.
Return of the Jedi. I don't fucking Santa. You were there. You remember? Look, I had to tell my wife. McQuarrie worked on a chest before drawing Ewoks. Like he's
well,
like,
he quit.
He
quit to go work on it.
Yeah, I quit. I quit to go like sand a cabinet.
Ralph McQuarrie. Yeah,
I'm out. I'm tapped out. Rick McQuarrie tapped out before anybody, bro.
Yeah,
and they had to
for the record,
Kurtz.
Return of the Jedi is my girl.
Hold on.
That's the one I married to.
Ivan Kershner turned down Return of the Jedi. Did Ivan Kershner turn down Jedi?
Yeah. Irvin Kershner turned it. He turned it down because he was exhausted. And then he said later on, after seeing it, he says, I probably should have taken it after I looked at it. I should have probably done it.
So Kershner tapped out before McQuarrie. So first it goes Kershner. Because Kurtz had to be removed. That doesn't count.
Kurtz was fired during Empire. Kurtz didn't even make the last 2/3 of Empire. He showed
back up the next day as well.
For Return of the Jedi.
That's not a lie. This actually happened.
This happened. This is real. He showed up to a production meeting when production was starting for Return of the Jedi. Like, hey guys, like thinking like, like they were just like a band that got to do a spat, and he would be back for Reading that year or something. No.
Wasn't that an episode of The Office where what was that show where he just showed back up?
That's very close to the original BBC Office or whatever, the British Office, where he keeps showing up after he's been fired.
The Office Space, he keeps coming back, right? Right.
Office Space,
the stapler guy, right? They fired.
Oh no, just nobody told him he was fired, and he just keeps and he keeps getting the check, so he just stays.
Someone out there remembers the show where someone got fired, but they just kept going back to work no matter what. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Kershner drops out first, then McQuarrie.
Then Marcia. Burn, Lucas, burn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, folks, when people try to act like Lucas had it all figured out or was making great Star Wars, man, like as a kid, I didn't care about the Ewoks, but I still liked Jedi. I
loved them.
He works for
loved them,
but
I'm not even joking. I'm not. There's no hyperbole. I'm not trying to be like hot take. Here's can you believe this? This is Mike Matthews. I seriously fucking love the Ewoks. Like
Santa's my uncle's age. They're like 900 years old, and like they were the ones fucking railing about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just falling off a cliff.
Yeah. The first time I ever heard anything bad about Ewoks was Randall from Clerks when I was about 14.
Really?
Yep.
Long?
I swear, I never. Yeah, no one ever said anything bad. People just those movies. People either forgot about them or knew them, and they were just beloved, and that was pretty much that.
For my uncles, it was a 1-2 punch. It was Return of the Jedi and Temple of Doom. Like they felt like Lucas just like flipped off a cliff, And then my eldest uncle, who was the real nerd, he was the one that was at Comic-Con and saw that Star Wars presentation the year before it came out or some shit. Like he was there in that room.
Yeah,
he was looking forward to Howard the Duck because he had all the issues.
I had the single.
and when Lucas fucked that one up for him, oh boy, like that dude melted down. Like that was the end of his Lucas. Because
it's funny because
he dies at Howard the Duck.
It's like there's like no reason to think that Lucas was making that movie, other than the fact that some of the marketing would do like the George Lucas Presents thing, which didn't even make any sense. Like he really isn't responsible for that movie at all. You gotta understand how
they saw it.
I know. That's why I saw it.
And it opens up with Indiana Jones references. It has like an Indiana Jones font. You know what I mean? It's got a space travel sequence. It's
got Leah Thompson, and she'll fuck a duck. And she'll fuck a duck. She'll fuck you. And I always remembered that.
Is that what Ducky Momo's all about? Anyway, so
100%.
Okay, just checking.
If there was a contest for Leah Thompson, somehow he would win. I don't know how, but he would.
But yeah, I mean, on the schoolyard, kids weren't like bitching about it. But I would say this: like when my buddy shows up in the 4th grade, vaguely looking like an Ewok, the dude got made fun for looking. That was the first time I saw someone get made fun of for an Ewok like fan base, or like he looked like one. I don't know. Like it was there even amongst kids. Like it just wasn't taken any kind of serious because he had Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that shit.
Yeah,
whatever. But don't act like this shit's fucking in Disney's lap, bro. This is a Star Wars problem since 1982. When they start production on Jedi 81, so 81.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, they started production in 81.
Don says Clerks was so hard to watch at first, but then it clicked more that the movie went on. I need to see the 3rd. Can't wait. Without spoiling anything about it, like I watched Clerks 3 this week. Not a fan of it. Just it is what it is. If it wasn't called Clerks 3, it probably would have. Yeah, it's like 2 movies.
Called me up to tell me how much they loved it. So
yeah, I would say it's like 2 movies. It's like 2 ideas, and the first idea is like all right, and then the second idea, it's like somebody saw The Force Awakens and tried to apply it to Clerks, and I'm like, no, you're not The Force Awakens. You're Clerks. And but I laughed. I did laugh. That's the whole thing. Like I laughed. And is that the function of the movie? I guess.
I would say this. And I haven't seen it yet, so I can't defend the movie. And I'm not
watch it so we could do a thing on it if you want.
I would say this. And I'm curious to see what Santa thinks, because he's older. I've been listening to a lot of Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery's podcast, The Video Archives. Right, which is a really good podcast, by the way. They go through films on VHS, right? Usually 3 per episode, kind of break them down and then kind of rate them and stuff, or give best.
It's kind of like Red Letter Media. If you just took out Red Letter Media and put Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, but they actually like the stuff that they like. They're not just shitting on it, So that's different. Like
I tried to watch that first one, that Star. What was it? What was the first one?
Dark Star.
I could not sit through Dark Star. That shit was tedious.
Made for $40,000 in the 7. It's like
I know.
It's like what Lucas would have made in college. Like
I tried to do their podcast while watching the shows that they talked about, and I was like, I can't sit through Dark Star. I really did try. I sat down. I was like, if I went and picked up weed right now, would this help?
The point I was trying to make,
I said I didn't get.
Was that films? The majority of films that used to get made just weren't what we would call complete. They weren't complete like experiences. They had moments where you're like, the first act was great, the second act was great, or this one part, and that's kind of what they would see it all for. Now we've sort of like turned movie ratings and moviness into like sports stuff, where you're like the whole game need to be great, not just the 4th quarter or the first quarter. Everyone's a fucking story expert and a goddamn film editor now. So like if it isn't some complete epitome of perfection, then it just fell off the mark and wasn't worth the fucking time. Like most shit that's like saying every song on an album has to be perfect or it's a fucking waste. Like that's just not the truth, and that's impossible to do. So
disagree. No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean.
So that's kind of like Kevin still makes films that are like in that mold. The last time they were sort of made really was like the 90s, wherein that most of the films in the 90s kind of just had parts that really worked and others didn't. When a film worked completely was when it was like the exception. That's what sort of stood a film above other folks.
The movie shouldn't have been called Clerks 3. It should have just had the characters from the universe in it, and I think that would have fixed some of my things with it.
Marketing, Jason.
I know, but that doesn't. But it does. It does affect it. And the thing I wanted to say though, why I got into that originally, was that it wasn't until Clerks that everybody thought they had to have their hot take. You would just ask somebody, "Did you like it?" Yep. What happened? Well, the Joker pulls out a big ass gun and then he shoots down the Batwing and it crashes, and that was pretty cool. Then they fight and the Joker dies. You're like, oh, okay, cool. They give you all the spoilers. They just said they didn't have like a hot take. They just kind of went through, and then you just went about your life. And then after Clerks it was like, well, here's my hot take on everything. At least that was how I experienced. I don't know, the geek world, if that's even a thing, but that's how it kind of went for me. Comic book stores completely changed with Clerks. Before that, you went to comic book store, and the guy would just like go, he wouldn't really talk. And after that, he was trying to, got out his like thesaurus, the comic book store owner, and was trying to add fancy words into saying why something is shit and he's cool. Like that was
but you're also then omitting the amount of shit that dude got from Mallrats. And like I was at Comic-Con, and everyone was cheering, but then afterward, Wizard Magazine, all the motherfuckers, this is a piece of shit film, blah 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 blah. So
my favorite one.
It is. They turn, comic book fans always turn on themselves. Like they're like January 6ers. You know what I mean? Like they literally fucking. It's all broken. It's going down in flames. It's the worst. Also, it was the greatest. Blah 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 blah. Destroy all the companies. Blah blah blah. Comic book fans are just a fucking nightmare. That's why. The Simpsons made comic book guy, and it's why it's so fucking accurate, no matter who you meet, because it's where it's at.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi is your favorite. Sorry.
Return of the Jedi is my favorite.
Sorry.
Return of the Jedi. It's my Star Wars, man. I was like 4 years old when that came out. It had the best toys. The Ewoks came out. I saw the movie. I liked it. Princess Leia was looking fly and low on supply. There was a lightsaber fight at the end, and and the music went ooh, and I was like, whoa, epic, bro. Emperor came out, shocking people and stuff we take for granted today. As a kid, when Luke Skywalker pulled out the lightsaber and the bike and the speeder bike is coming at him, which was the coolest thing in the world to me, by the way, and he like deflects it with the lightsaber. Oh man, that was a goosebumps moment. Today, everyone's like, "That just do that all the time."
When the Sega arcade game came out, I gotta relive that moment. It was really.
But no, I mean, it's like there's like so many things that have like changed about how we interpret Star Wars, based off of what we've seen before and what's become like standard.
God damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Here, see, I always wanted a fan edit that just added Ewoks shitting during battle. Like, because I'm like, they're uncontrolled bears, right? They would just shit while they're fighting. They wouldn't stop to get it. They would just shit. Bear shits in the woods all over the place. Like, and Chewbacca would be stepping in it. The whole thing. Like, stormtroopers could slip just randomly in the bush.
Whoa!
Shit fucking everywhere, bro. It's disgusting.
In 1999, George would have done that if he made Return of the Jedi then. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And McCollum wouldn't have stopped him. He would have been, gotta find the budget for the poop. Like,
he's like, no, McCollum knew why he was hired. McCollum was not hired to second guess his boss. Most of us aren't, I don't blame him.
Just to address it, like, I didn't appreciate the Ewoks. I didn't understand how much I appreciated them until the special editions came out. George Lucas took out the Yub Nub song and replaced Darth Vader with the wrong Darth Vader. Then I was like, well, what happened to my Ewoks? I love those Ewoks. I need them back. I need
you were a Yub Nub man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Lucas.
I like both. I like Yub Nub and the Yanni song. Right, George?
Yeah. Well, on the internet, all those same guys that are complaining I made a change about completely changing the movie. I'm just saying, fine, but it's my movie with my name on it. That says I did it. And it needs to be the way I want it.
Mine.
Yeah, it's mine, not yours. Well, now it's Disney's. All right.
Brian says, TFA is episode 7, knuckleheads. Not since episode 1. Just because Andor is sequentially in the Star Wars universe timeline before Rogue One, which is great, doesn't mean Andor is insulated from the other crap.
I literally said the Force Awakens. Like, yeah. You said it's all been Disney shit since the Force Awakens. Andor was made after the Force Awakens. What's hard about this?
So was Rogue One.
Disney made Rogue One. Like, I don't.
Shut up, knucklehead. You got a lesson, Rob. I don't know what he's talking about, but I agree with him. And I disagree with you. And I think Santa's with you too. You
have to. That's how we get these numbers up.
Star Wars makes us Santa. You literally kicked the wicked cardboard cutout at Disneyland. Save that. I just didn't appreciate it stuff. Yeah. At my
Can we get footage of that, Meg, with Santa's theme song playing over it, where he goes, "Oh, everything's great! Oh, love everybody!" Kick the Ewok.
dude, there was a video store by my old best friend's house when I was like in elementary school, and they had a Wicket stand-up that was part of the Ewok movies, like coming out on VHS display, like the first time they ever came out. And it was but they just took the Wicket off of it. It was just like almost life-size Wicket. And I asked them if I could have it. And they said, yeah, put your name on the back. So they gave me a Sharpie. I went on the back, wrote my name, my phone number. And then years went by. My phone number changed. We moved, got a new house, new phone number and stuff. Went over there, wrote the new phone number. Like this went on for like 10 years. They finally like closed down, and the store was closed down and the Ewok was just in there. And then one of my punk friends goes in there, breaks the fucking window, takes the Ewok. Then he has that thing in his front room. Has this thing in his front room with my name and all my phone numbers on the back of it. Still has it. Won't give it to me still. Doesn't even like Star Wars. Just knows I want it. Son of a bitch.
Andor suffers most directly because the fact is released right after the shakily written Boba and objectively awful written Kenobi. Brian, I literally said that at the front of the show.
But Brian,
I went to the barbershop and asked people about why they haven't watched Andor yet, and that was what they told me. They didn't like the last two things that came out.
But they also have nothing to do with one another.
And they have nothing to do with one another. I'm just letting you know that, you know what I mean? Like the word on the street. But those two productions weren't like coordinating shitty Star Wars series with one another. It's not how it worked.
Roland, Santa's intro is being nominated for Best Feature-Length Movie. Roland says, I played the Jedi Rocks for a friend who was drunk and he was vibing.
Someone said who is it? What's the dude? The Yezum?
Mm-hmm.
The Yezum is what George Lucas sounds like when he's getting off. Right? Yeah. Someone on the internet said that, and I've been laughing ever since.
I'm like really conflicted with that song because I really don't like the like Yuzum lines in it, like the voice. I don't know what that is. Is that like whatever that voice is? I don't like it. But then when the women start doing the harmonies on the back end of it, I actually rather enjoy it. So it kind of makes me like it, anticipating the harmonies that come at the end. It's just not. But at the same time, the original song, you can like it because you like kitsch and whatever. But I'm shaping up and working out. It's not good.
Look, Jason,
either.
I can solve this. The problem is Marsha did that song, and I refuse to have it in the film and paying her
Toto
royalties anymore.
John Williams' son from Toto did the song.
Yeah, so I personally sang that in the shower, and that's where it comes from. Yeah, yes,
He's all, don't leave me, Marcia. I'm shaking up and working out. She's like, no, I'm out. No, you know what? I'm gonna go bring that carpenter downstairs right now. Get out of this marriage because it's broken.
Hold on, I'm writing this. This is really good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Yeah, write it down. Lord Tasman says, I remember rumors George asked Elton John to write music for Jedi Special Edition Jabba scene. Really? Was that real? I think we lost Santa. I think Santa wrote it down and left.
Santa's needed in Ukraine right now. He's got
wow.
Deflect Russian missiles. So.
Did you see that stuff with Mark Hamill and how like the president of Ukraine like called him up and like he's like the drone ambassador? And like I was like, fucking Mark Hamill is so fucking badass. Like that was like the coolest thing in the world.
It's fucking with all the right wingers who still love Skywalkers.
Oh, I don't care. Fuck them. But but it's rad.
I love it.
No, it's like it's rad. I love that. I mean, like Luke Skywalker is really a hero in real life. Like that's pretty cool. Not saying he's like going out there fighting the war himself, but I mean he's doing a lot, you know. It's nice. And then I woke up today and then like Russia's sending in drones to blow shit up like at Ukraine. I'm like, well, I guess here we are now. We're in the drone wars. Star Wars Mix says, I believe in Santa. I do. Do you? We are all Santa. Yeah, I think we got to get together, Meg, and I think we gotta write like a dirty version of that song. And every single time,
2 more beers and I'll become as big as Santa. It's gonna take much. My hands are already swelling.
Is it really?
Doesn't take much, Chase. I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
sugar, so
Yeah. Love it, Nick. Wipes tears, send us on the roof. Brian says, yes, it had nothing to do with one another. It's still the answer to your question as to why it's suffering in ratings. If you serve me shite 2 times, all right, I might not bite, but into the next thing you feed me.
Look, I would love to believe that, Brian, right? As if there's some kind of quality control, but the number one watched show on the internet above even House of Dragons is Cobra Kai. So, like, that's just not fucking true. So, I know.
I believe it's fuck you.
You're Santa-splaining to Meg, Jason. That's the problem. Can't be doing that.
No, that's the lyrics to Santa's intro song. I believe in Santa. I do. Fuck you. That's really good. Sorry.
I'm willing to put money down, dude, and there's no way to prove it, so I don't know why I bother. But had this show been called fucking Vader, you know what I mean? And Tony Gilroy did a whole Vader show that was just as serious as this, because it's a fucking character that everyone knows, they'd go watch it. It's just that simple. So, like, the fact is, when Star Wars fans go, I don't like it when they touch the characters. It's the new characters that do well with. Well, here's a new fucking character. No, and they're doing fine with it, but you're not watching it. The fact is, look, t-shirts are really simple, man. I would love to put Darth Maul on a shirt because he looks cool. People don't buy it. They don't buy it. They don't buy it. They buy Wookiees, Yodas, Vader, Stormtroopers. That's it. That's all they buy. Old school Boba Fett, not new school, but they don't buy Jango Fetts. I'm telling you, nothing's changed.
I'm telling you,
the numbers
General
are still
Madine.
there.
General Madine. That's the key.
I tried my best to make a few Jar Jar shirts, bro. It just did not happen. They wouldn't let me do it. I wanted the fucking 2-headed dude. I could come up with all kinds of stupid fucking things for nothing. Yeah. They don't want none of it. They don't want the other Jedis. They don't want your green tentacle dude with the big head. They don't want
Captain
your
Tarpals, and it says mustache rides.
Yeah. You know, even the It's a Trap was like, they don't. You know, like, it doesn't work the way you think it does. People, the fans, when you're looking for the widest possible audience, okay? The widest possible audience.
You mean like fat people?
Again, you have to be. Yeah, not today, Jason. So, like, when you're looking for the grant, the large.
Talking about me?
I can use here, right?
Talking about me, like the audience?
Well, you're wearing the Freddy's. Your name Jason, but you wear a Freddy sweater.
Am I? Is it Grandma take me home? Grandma take me home.
You're doing the truffle shuffle. Yeah, that's not fair. So you got to make the simplest, dumbest shit. You know, and that's why they come up with the name Rise of, which is Hollywood's favorite stupidest fucking thing to add before it,
dude.
Right?
That's
and then you put in the word that sells
dude,
the most,
it's rising, dude.
Skywalker.
Dude,
that's
it's rising,
it.
dude. Dude, it's rising.
That's it. The fact that they're making Rise of the Beast, they still haven't learned Hollywood.
Oh, dude, the Force Awoken, dude. Oh shit, that's epic, dude.
What is this? The Born in East LA with Star Wars?
Pretty much.
All right, Cheech.
Throw another trip on the Barbie. Come on, I was going with the classic.
Okay.
Zen. I believe in Santa. I do. Fuck you. Is he really?
Hey, Santa, you know they're making another Christmas Story movie on HBO Max, right? Can't hear you, Santa. There you go.
Okay, wait. Okay, sorry. Now I can hear. Yeah. What'd you say, Ron?
They got another Christmas Story movie going to HBO Max. Bet you can't wait.
Oh, but more exciting than that is that Disney Plus is coming up with a new Santa Claus with Tim Allen series. Super excited
you get
for
your
that.
Santa and your politics at the same time.
Oh man,
right?
Win-win.
Do you think he makes those like stupid noises like he does in the other show? You think they're like, oh, we got some notes for you. We want you to make the tool time sounds. Can you make the tool time sounds as
yeah.
There we go. You guys got it.
Gotta make it like a hoe though.
Can we get Jonathan Taylor Thomas to maybe play maybe I don't know, like a handicapped elf? What do you think about that? That would really get the Disney Plus numbers up. Get those checkboxes.
Right.
That's what he says to it. Yeah. They should sneak one of those in for Chewbacca grunt one day and see if anybody notices. Just one Tim Allen instead of Chewbacca. But
I love it.
Yeah, I am kind of with Scarif of leave Christmas Story alone.
I can explain this.
Mhm.
This small chest logo shirt from Kohl's, damn logo shall wash away after a few washes. It's because they have to use water-based ink now, so they don't ruin the environment. So that's why.
Yeah.
So it's better
it's
for everyone, but plastisol is why your shirts lasted so long. So. Just horrific for the environment. I was there the day it changed. Lego saved the planet on that one. So
really,
Lego said Lego makes so much money on their merch that they don't even care. They make so much money on Legos, they don't care about merch. Merch is just like advertising for them. So
I got kids,
who gets a Lego
dude.
license makes
I spend so much money on Lego stuff. I
Lego
just
merch,
I can't even acknowledge it right now.
Lego merch makes a shitload of money for companies, but Lego doesn't care.
I think Biden should cancel student debt, and he should give a rebate check to parents who have to buy Lego stuff.
So
okay, that was my
so
idea.
they go.
That would help me a lot.
They go no plastisol inks, just water-based inks, which freaked the whole company out because that's millions of dollars of fucking changes they got to make to their process. And then I go, they're still making the Legos out of plastic, though, right? And they were like, "Don't say that to them in the meeting, Rob. Don't you fucking open your mouth." Like I was like,
or Lego sends a rebate check every time you step on a Lego in the middle of the night. You get $100 rebate check from Lego. Is that it?
I you know, like some people like have something really bad happen to them, like they have like a gun accident, they shoot themselves in the leg.
Jason,
I stepped on the Lego that bled. It was bad.
Jason, we lose 3% of the elves every year to Lego injuries. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's horrible. That's why we're backlogged on toys. All right, that's enough.
Episode 9, Falcon toy. Biggest mistake in the world, getting that episode 9 Falcon, Lego Falcon. Those pieces were just all over the house.
It's not like the Legos are being made from environmentally sound materials. Is all I'm
Somehow
trying to
the
say.
Legos returned. That's it.
Somehow. My Lego injury return. What today's happy Ray Palpatine Skywalker Day? Is this just a day that we decided is a day, and it's a day?
It's every day. Every day.
Oh,
Leia and I, we have this every day. We celebrate Ray Palpatine Skywalker Day, especially if X-Wing's around. If X-Wing's around, then it's double.
Pledge. Yeah, it's really weird. Kind of in a cult.
Yeah, is that a Kanye? Is that a new Kanye song?
Yeah. Every day.
Star Wars Nick has a question for Santa. I could get it to load. Santa, why is it that when you break into our houses, you offer us the milk and a tasty cookie?
Look, I've had to address this with kids. Santa, why do you break into our houses at night? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. No, Santa's invited. Your parents invited me to come. Like, Santa can't go to every house. Right?
You can't go in unless invited, like a vampire.
Exactly. Just like that, Rob. Right?
Why is there not a Santa vampire conspiracy theory relation? Lives forever.
When these
parents appears at night, right?
Is there a safe word? Do they give you a safe word when they invite you? This is like the whole thing. I've never heard of this. I've never invited.
There's a secret signal. Only the reindeer pick up on it. We know which houses we can go to, which ones we can't. Right? If we're not invited in, we can't go.
Meg, your parents needed me to save the marriage.
Jason, what he's not telling you is we take a shit randomly around the world, and the reindeer smell my scent globally. They're just able to go from house to house smelling my scent. We got to do it every year, or it'll run out. All right, that's enough. It's too much. It's too much info.
Yeah, my kid's birthday's at the end of the year, at the end of the month, I mean. And right now we have the X-wing and the Imperial shuttle. That's this year's gift. So I'm going to be putting that together. It's so much different though when you're putting it together for a child. It's not about you at all. You're not enjoying it. It's like, you know how like you ever had like a boss just like look over your shoulder and watch you work? That's what it's like.
Yes, I worked at a toy store. Yes, I know what it's like to assemble toys for the kids.
Yeah, they do not let you enjoy it. It's not like a meditative
build that
experience.
bike, bitch. I will.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's still pretty fun. It's more fun than putting together IKEA furniture for an X. I'll say that much. Deborah says, laugh out loud. You talking Lego while I'm building the UCS Regress. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, like it's pretty fun when it's for you. That's how I feel about it. But not when they want to play with the thing right away. I'm like, we can just get the Hasbro versions of the stuff, you know? And they're like, no, I want it. I want you to do it, Dad. I want you to do it. I want to watch.
See, if they just made standard vehicle toys like they used to, Jason, this would be over in a couple of minutes. But now you're stuck building shit for weeks.
Yep.
You know? And you have to glue it together.
Now I know how the people on Ferrix suffered. That's all I'll say. Star Wars makes us a vampire. Santa is the world's most successful gigolo. Just gigolo, Santa?
It's a gigolo. No.
Just a gigaho? That's pretty good. Pretty good, Rob.
Yeah. Jigglio.
Bye, Scarif After Dark. Have a good night. Thank you for humping the like button.
Like a little dog.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, if you guys touch it, I think a girl touched it. Just letting you know, if you want to smell it, hit the like button. It's right there. You're welcome. Thank you.
Really winning us over there, Jason. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I watched.
We got to wrap the show up, Jason. We're hitting 90 minutes here. We got to.
All right, here we go then. Fine. Later, Nick. Later, Scarif. I hope I offended you. I mean, I hope I didn't offend you. Bye. But thank you to everybody for hanging out with us today.
Show's canceled. No more Andor. Fuck you.
No more. Star Wars Santa
season 3, 4, 5.
Star Wars Santa's gonna delete the prequels from Disney Plus now. Everybody's getting their way.
Yeah. We're getting the Mazameta series, the Yazm series, all that stupid shit you like.
But tomorrow,
can't wait.
Tomorrow we're doing the show, right, Santa? Tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be back on Santa's show. And so come and hang out with us tomorrow morning. And then I'll be back on this show at the same time as always with the old man, with the old grumpster Rob. And you're not Grubster. I'm just kidding, Rob. You're a little
Yeah, I'm a grouch.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So
yeah.
But
fucking
yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Or I got a friend named Santa. Your parents have
give us a review on iTunes, even though we're not on iTunes. Just find a show, any show, and then give us the review. Like, how about
if your parents are still married, it's likely because Santa saved their marriage and he has the video, and we will release it if you don't like and subscribe.
You want to support the show? Find the most popular podcasts on iTunes, but then give us the good review on their review page. How about that?
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Huh? There you go.
Yeah,
it's like rating their reviews. Let's rate their reviews. Yes. That's what I do. Hack the planet. Yesterday was Hackers Day, 1995. A group of teens came together to stop the Da Vinci virus. Don't ever fucking forget.
I remember 1995. Me and a group of teens did come together.
Your turn, dog. Now open your legs. You're sexy when you beg.
Thank you, Santa. See you tomorrow, Rob.
Hashtag raid the reviews.
It's the end of the show. Come
on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.